Hello, I wanted to talk about my experience with Emily and my Akashic Records reading. First of all, it was incredible, and she opened my mind to so many things about me and my calling and my personality that I could tune into and tap into. One of the main things that she uncovered for me is that a lot of the goals I've been setting have been very safe, and that I haven't been really stretching my mindset to think about the ultimate like scary goals, because a lot of the times I will put up a safe goal that I know is achievable, and that gets me even right underneath that. So I was able to really think outside of the box. I started really thinking beyond what I thought was possible with my goals, and I've been doing this in every step of my life, and it's helping things really quickly propel into becoming a reality. So many things have become possible just because I was able to stretch my mindset beyond what I think is possible. But the main thing that has changed for me is I'm able to really manifest things a lot quicker, and things have been just rapidly happening in that way. So Emily is insanely talented. She will zone right in with you and help you really identify the things that are holding you back.
Right on, everyone. Wait, let me make that big. There we go. Who is ready to have an experience like Caitlin right here, right now, today, where we move beyond our previous limitations? Send some love, likes, hearts across the screen if you're ready to get down in your Akashic Records today. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the 423 episode of Akashic Answers with Emily. The records are now open. If you are new here, we are about to jam together in the Akashic Records for the next half hour or so. And to start off, I'm going to read from the Akashic Records for you. I'm also going to share with you what it looks like, how I'm doing it. All right. So we're going to play in your records to start. And then at the end of the show today, I'm also going to show you how you can do this as well. So if you are new to the Akashic Records, don't worry. I'm going to fill you in so we can all play in the same sandbox here together, the same powerful quantum sandbox. All right. Also, though, if you are new, I want to know. Let me know if you are a first timer watching today. Let me know where you are tuning in from. And if you are a regular watcher here at the Akashic Academy, you tune in, you're part of our audience. Thank you. Let me just thank you. You are the show. You know how important the questions are, because not only are we going to all get answers and insight that will help us along the way on our journey today, but we also get activation, energy healing from the Akashic Records, and you all are who make the show possible. So I'm glad you're here. If you are a first timer here, hi, Bobby. I'm glad you're here. I know you're not a first timer. And Kevin, I know you're not either. And Sunny and Tig, right on. We got a lot of regulars in the house today. Thank you all for being here. If you are a first timer, my name is Emily Harrison. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm the founder director here inside the Akashic Academy. And since 2015, I have been training visionaries, thought leaders, difference makers across the planet about the power of the Akashic Records. The Akashic Records is the realm of consciousness that holds all information, past, present, all possible futures, and is recorded from a neutral perspective. Neutral means unconditional love and zero judgment. The Akashic Records hold an account of our soul's journey throughout time. Our past lives, our future lives, our life right now, which is how I really love to use the Akashic Records, is tapping into instantaneous soul level wisdom, guidance, and clarity so I can understand WTF is going on. Give me some love, likes, hearts across the screen if you value clarity. If you are noticing that in this modern day world, there's a lot of uncertainty, and seeing through the BS, seeing through the Maya, the illusion, and getting to the truth and learning to create from our power, from our truth, to stop manifesting chaos in our life and to start manifesting from our divine potential. Y'all, we as humans, oh my gosh, if you didn't know, let me let you in on a little secret. This technology that we all come programmed with is some of the most powerful, creative, amazing, beautiful, collaborative technology in the universe. We are right now here on this planet waking up to the truth of our cosmic ancestry, I got the chills moving down my body. What our world gets to look like when we understand how it operates and how we are all programming the collective reality together. We take our power back. We are going to stop being under the influence of the Maya, the matrix, the false reality, which looks, well, you could look at society right now and find a lot of things that you don't like about the way it's operating. Yes, and we must take personal responsibility for how we are participating. If we don't, we can't take our power back to shift and change it. All right. But the collective reality that we are projecting and creating and experiencing together is all coming from our inner programming. And the areas where it's not balanced and it's not right, and we're living in lack and illusion, is only because we're still living in lack and illusion within ourselves. The Akashic records cleared this shit up. Okay. So let me just talk about, what does it look like to live in the illusion of self? When we're not clear about who we are and what our patterning is, well, let's talk about what our patterning is. Your patterning is, well, you've got divine patterning. You've got the divine blueprint of what you can be. And when our souls incarnate into human form, into this lifetime, we go through traumas and experiences of light and dark. That's the construct here. It's not like anything wrong when that happens. That's the construct. That's why we came. All right. Light and dark, shadow, light, day, night, north, south pole holds a whole construct in place. You're going to see this pattern everywhere when you start recognizing duality is part of the plane that we're experiencing here. All right. So this already starts to reframe our challenges, right? So our challenges now become opportunities for soul growth. That's one way you take back some of your power, not stop being such a victim. All right. We get to take our power back when we recognize our patterns, our traumas, the things that we experience here in this lifetime cause us to shrink back, play small. If you saw the testimonial at the top of the video, that's one of the things we were shifting and clearing for Kaylin, was those areas where we're still holding that memory within our bodies, and it has a vibrational frequency of the trauma of the lack. So the records can show us this and how we can remove it and get it out. Makes sense? See how it makes this so much easier? That's our patterning that we get to shift and change. And then once we heal and shift enough of our patterning, oh, by the way, I will also say there is stuff that's handed down to you from your ancestral lineage and just from the collective evolution of humanity. We're Some might say the cards are stacked against us. If you are a poker player, you know that you need all you need is a chip and a seat. Okay, let me know if you know that reference. Everybody knows what the heck I'm talking about. Otherwise, I'll stop riffing and we'll get to reading the records. Okay, but this is why reading the records is so important. It's because right now we're at a time of evolutionary shift and change on the planet, and we have to do our job to shift and change our patterns, so that we can create and manifest, which is the beings that we are. We're doing it in every single moment anyway. The reality you are experiencing right now, you set up for yourself. If there are things you want to change about it, you got to figure out why you set it up for yourself, what it is that you get to learn, and how you get to show up differently and reprogram yourself. Okay, we've got lots of amazing tools to do it. The Akashic Records is going to cut through and show us exactly what we need to know. Once you clear enough of this trauma programming that we have, which is going to look like your challenge, look at the challenge that you have in your life, all right, where you have challenges right now, you can go ahead and start asking your questions. What we're going to do is we're going to trace it back to wherever this trauma or this incorrect thinking came from. The records will illuminate that for you, and then we'll call forward some shifts and changes for us. That's one fun way to use the records. The other way that I love to use the records is when we've done enough of this clearing and healing of our density, of the things that are causing us to leak energy or to have low vibration, our vibration starts to raise. We feel happier. We feel lighter. We feel more inspired. We are more adept to notice the synchronicities in our life and follow the synchronicities, which this is where creativity and collaboration and shift and change and magic unfolds. It's good stuff, y'all. All right. So line up my chat box with your questions. All right. Bobby says he loves this show. It's amazing and helpful. Bobby, I'm so happy you're here today. What do you want to ask your Akashic Records? Where would it be helpful for you to get some insight and some guidance? Tick says, I'm a regular stalker. I mean, watcher. Yeah. A lot of y'all stalking out there. You might not be asking your questions. Today is the day that you get to ask the questions. Dodie, I see you. All right. I am having a challenge releasing weight. What am I hanging on to? All right. Anybody else having a challenge holding on to some weight? Maybe yours is physical weight. This means when you see me going like this is Emily Speak for send some love, likes, hearts across the screen. We know Dodie ain't out here by herself now. Maybe you're not hanging on to physical weight. Maybe there's emotional weight that you're hanging on to. Okay. Maybe you've got mental weight. You're playing loops over and over and over in your mind. All right. We can all relate here. All right. So let me ask the guides, Dodie specifically. Let's see what I can get for you about what are you hanging on to? All right. So the first thing that I get are old patterns and beliefs. The guides are illuminating constructs that come in from the maternal lineage or from the maternal line. Okay, so it can be mom stuff, or it could be more collective energies of the divine feminine, of the divine mother. Okay. Okay, so there's what the guides are bringing my awareness to now, Dodie, is embracing yourself with the energy of divine mother. Because that's what's being craved by your soul. Okay. So now the guides are bringing chills through my whole body. So let's just all try that on in the areas where we're holding, where you have emotional weight, where you have mental weight. You need the divine mama to show up and to hold you in a space of unconditional love. All right, so let's just call in that energy of divine mother right now. Oh, my whole body is tingling. The clairsentience coming in. So I said that I would share with you guys how I'm getting these messages. After I bring in this energy healing, I'll break down more about how the guides revealed that. For me, for Dodie, for you, for us all. All right, right now, let's just feel it. Who else feels it? If your clairsentience is one of your clairs that's turned on, you're really going to be feeling this energy of divine mother. Okay, so this is the energy also. Ooh, this is powerful. Good stuff. This is the energy of Mother Earth and her divine potentiality, that as we focus on this together, as we feel it, as we remember this within our bodies, we are illuminating that within the collective consciousness grid of the planet, making it more accessible for everyone on the planet. And this is the energy that will heal. Okay. The divine mother will not only heal, and all new paradigms that are birthed here on the planet are birthed through the energy of the divine mother. So strengthening and healing this energy within all of us right now is good stuff. Ooh, thank you for bringing this in. Guys, give her a round. I'm feeling it. All right, so let's go back into feeling it. For those of you who I said your clairsentience, that's your clear inner feeling, who you're feeling the tingles or the energy moving in your body, I feel that too. Let's first just bring in an activation to illuminate clairsentience for everyone here so that you can feel it in your own way. Feel that energy of divine mother. Good, that powerful healing energy. Allow this energy to permeate every cell of your body. And also give your body the directive. If you want, you can find the master cell, the Akashic Records are saying, inside the body, and give it the directive to hold this frequency as the new baseline frequency for your nervous system. I don't know why I said that as a question. Ooh, good stuff. Okay. Reprogramming the baseline frequency of the nervous system. Damn. To that of the Divine Mother. Oh my gosh, that was good stuff. Hopefully I can read my writing later so I can make videos about this so more people can come join us. Woo! Yes. All right, y'all feeling that? Feeling it? Feeling it? Yes. Yes. Okay. Kevin says mental weight. I love you, Kev. Sending you love and light right now, my friend. Okay. So let me break down what this looked like when I tapped in. Before we came on the live here together, I went through a process to officially open the Akashic Records, which includes working with a piece of technology called the crystalline tube of light that runs up and down our spine. I anchor that into the core of Mother Earth, anchor it outside of this time-space reality into the ether. Ether is a Sanskrit word that means Akash. Akash is primordial energy. Okay. And then when I activate this flow of energy, it begins to adjust my own frequency, putting me in a space of neutrality, unconditional love, zero judgment. All right. And then I sound ohms, the ohm frequency, and I sound certain ones in certain orders. I won't derail too much into that. But ohm will create a vibrational frequency within the body to receive intelligence. And then it's about, well, one more step. I don't use my monkey mind. I drop my consciousness from the monkey mind. Now, it doesn't mean that my mind isn't working or a part of this. I'll explain more. But I drop the consciousness from my mind into my heart that activates my heart mind. So it's my heart mind that is opening up and creating a wider frequency of bandwidth so I can get more intelligence. Does this make sense? Okay. So once I've got the records open, it's a matter of asking the questions and then noticing what comes back into my mind. This is where my mind is working. All right. I'm using a very specific part of my mind. Yes, it's the third eye, but I'm going to explain it in a different way. You all have a third eye, by the way. It's your pineal gland. It's located between the two hemispheres of your brain. Ooh, and mine's buzzing and making me a little dizzy now that I pointed her out. Let's just activate the third eye. For everybody who wants to receive a third eye activation, you can say yes right now. So the third eye is what's responsible for the projecting and of the question, basically, or visions, or what we see. Like, we're actually shooting energy out our third eye all the time, visualizing our reality. But that's the function within the human that's sending it out, right? It's also what's receiving the frequencies coming back in. Now, as it receives the frequencies, it's going to interpret them in different ways for you. You might visually see something projected in your inner mind. Okay, that's your clairvoyance, your clear inner vision. You might hear your inner voice talking to you. Okay, your pineal gland interprets this almost instantaneously and into one or more of the clairs for you. So you might hear your inner voice talking. It sounds like you, God, or if you're talking to a loved one, it's going to sound like the loved one's voice. Okay. Your clairsentience, clear inner feeling might go off. That's the goosies, the tingles, temperature change, or emotion that you feel. And then there's claircognizance, which is instantaneous, like all of a sudden I have a knowingness, right? So that's how the intel began to come into my mind. My clairaudience, it's almost like I hear a feed coming in. So I shared that with you, like, here's what I'm getting coming in. You might even notice me saying, I'm seeing this. That's an indication that I'm subtly picking it up through a vision they're showing me. Like, maybe they're showing me Dodi's mom, which I do feel like I saw. And then there's the clairsentience, right? The feeling. So we talked about the goosies. Cool? Are you learning stuff? Let me know what you're learning, if you're learning some stuff. All right, let's get to another question here. Rock and fire. Tig says, I have a challenge of not being enough and imposter syndrome. What is the best way to clear this? Well, first of all, I guess toast to the other people around you. Welcome to the club. I feel that too. Seriously, imposter syndrome. I still experience layers of that. No, we'll look into that one. And not being enough. Yes, I was also just talking to an entrepreneur friend of mine who was going to an ayahuasca ceremony to continue to heal and do work. And I said, what's one of your intentions for this? And the response was clearing unworthiness. Hello. All right. So as I tap in, I mean, that's the first thing that the guides are saying is everybody lighten up about this. Shake it out of the nervous system, first of all. It's deeply programmed into our nervous system. Okay. So shaking out of the nervous system, arms up like this. We're going to start. I'm going to try to flex hard so my triceps don't flap. Okay. We're going to start with the arms here. Shake down the body. Shake it out of the nervous system. Trembling horse to buzz the lips. I know you feel ridiculous, but just be glad that you're not the one on camera doing it. Okay. Not just Tig. I'm talking to everybody. All right. This is some ancient wisdom and medicine coming at you. This is from Tai Chi, Qigong. It's called Trembling Horse. Lisa Lee Boutique can back me on this one. Lisa, let me know if there are any other good Qigong moves that you might be getting right now that could be good for us too, to release this from the nervous system. All right. So recognizing that it seems to be part of our growth for some reason. It's programmed into us for our soul's growth. I'm just going to ask that if it's cool. Like, why the heck is this good for us? All right, let me just tap in and see. Cool. Okay, again, it feels like there's a feed coming in. And I am getting a little bit of a pretty visual of like a nature visual as well in my mind. The nature visual doesn't, what the guides are telling me right now is I'm just seeing that to keep me in this very tranquil state. Nature, by the way, whether you're imagining it or you're actually out in it, is divine medicine that adjusts our frequency to that, to hold the frequency of unconditional love, zero judgment, the frequency of the divine. Okay. So here's what the guides shared with me. I saw that visual in my mind, and then it was like a feed that was coming in. And the guides were saying, going back to what I shared in the beginning of the broadcast today about duality and how the records helps me see patterns more, helps me first understand how the universe works. Because you're not taught that in school. You're not taught about the 7 Hermetic principles and understanding of these spiritual laws that govern how the universe works. Once you understand them, you can work at a much higher level of mastery within yourself. Okay. But we are not taught what these spiritual laws are. They're here. They're hidden in plain sight. You have to go looking for them. Study the 7 Hermetic principles. I train my students in the 7 Hermetic principles and continue to study them myself. You can find that free on YouTube. Go check it out. All right. It's going to help. So back to the understanding of recognizing how the universe works. And when it comes to duality, we learn through opposites, the energy of opposites. That's also one of the 7 Hermetic principles. Okay, that every energy has and it's actually a scientific one too, right? Every energy has an equal and opposite expression. So just think about this for a moment. Fear and potential are the exact same energy exercised in opposite directions. What does it mean to exercise it in opposite directions? It means to think about it, look through a certain lens. This is me putting on glasses. You look through your fear lens. You're going to run down, you're going to run down that avenue, right? Which, by the way, the Maya, the illusion, what we are learning to overcome here, right? That all of these constructs are held together by fear. So that's one of the number one things, just like hold the phone on yourself. If you're working on self-mastery and you have fear come up in any way, shape, or form, I invite you right now, we're actually going to bring in an activation right now that we can identify that as distortion that's coming from the false matrix. It is not real. Okay. This one, I'm thinking of my biblical growing up training. I grew up in the church. My mom was a Sunday school teacher, Sunday morning, Sunday night, Bible school, Bible camp. I was all up in it. I was also sneaking out of my house. So I'm a Gemini, I'm a rebel. All right. But I lost my train of thought here. Where was I going to say this? I was going to loosely quote where this is in the Bible as well. Oh yeah. Fear. The fear mind is like, God does not give us a mind of fear, but that of being sound and peaceful. I butchered that. Sorry. If anybody knows what Bible verse that is, we can properly quote that. Okay. But this is not part of your divine construct, fear mind. Equally and oppositely, we can exercise our fear mind in the direction of potential. Now, it takes some training to do this because, like I talked about, our trauma, playing small. Sorry, Vivian. Vivian's blowing me up right now. Let me just make sure my focus is on. There we go. Okay. Back to the 7 Hermetic principles. Well, my daughter need a ride home, y'all. Don't worry, we're gonna get her. We're gonna be off here in time that I'm gonna be able to get her, I think. All right, let me remember. 7 Hermetic principles, opposites. Yes, fear, potential. We can also exercise our energy. Again, remember, we are powerful creators. We emanate a powerful vibrational frequency, especially when we align our thoughts and our feelings to the potential or the timeline that we want to experience. This is, I mean, we're manifesting anyway. This is manifesting on purpose. This is what it looks like. You got to use, you got to be good actors and actresses. You think it was just by chance my soul chose to be an actress for 20 years before doing this. No, I was training at the highest level to understand how powerful our bodies are and how to actually, I'm going to use this word, don't get freaked out, but to manipulate, to control and manipulate my own emotional body. We're doing it anyway. You're programming yourself anyway. One of my favorite mentors, Ron Malhotra, said, it's not a question of whether or not you're brainwashed. We're all brainwashed. Is your brainwashing working for you? Because we're all washing our own brain. Okay. All right. So back to Tig's question, which I do remember what it is, by the way. The reason that we experience the imposter syndrome is because that's the opposite vibrational frequency. That's the shadow octave of experiencing ourselves as ultimate creators, which is, again, another reason that a soul chooses to incarnate on Earth plane, because there are a lot of places you can go, y'all. You don't have to come here. And your ass got lucky for coming here, believe it or not. You did. We did. We all did. It's a very exciting time to be here and to wake up and to remember our power and to change the direction of humanity from fear to potential. You're a part of it. It's exciting. So it makes sense that we're all going to experience the opposite of that. So embracing that, recognizing that this is an opportunity for us to learn, to grow, to step into just radical self-trust. And we only can get to that point of radical self-trust in our ability to manifest and create by doing it over and over, wrong a whole bunch of times, shifting, getting better. This is what it looks like. Congratulate yourself. Congratulations. This is what our success looks like. Okay. Now, here are the specifics. That's like an overarching way to shift and to look at this differently, to embrace it. The only reason we're experiencing imposter syndrome is because we're on this quest to understand our godlike nature, our goddess-like nature. Who effing Ray? That's cool. That's a good gig if you can get it. Okay. All right. Next thing is to go into, and this is going to be different for each one of us, but we've got to go into the origin points of whatever the imposter syndrome is telling us. So you've got to go into your own imposter syndrome and get a little more specific with it. Is it that you're afraid to be seen? Is it afraid that you're going to mess people up? Is it afraid that you're going to get questioned or retribution? That's not it. That's not even the right word that I'm thinking of. And it's not criticized, but it's like this, if we were to trace it back to past life stuff, it could look like witch trials, persecution. How did I miss that? And we're so close to Easter. And that's what I was going for there. It can stem from a past life, although I really like working in this lifetime and finding things that are really alive within my field or within my memory, because the body's holding on to that. Okay. I'm also noticing that I have a memory coming up of being cast as the witch in the school play. I had to sing a solo. I was very bad. Okay. And so if you have stuff like that coming up, those kind of things can bring up imposter syndrome too. So once you find it, you want to go in and heal it. I like to just do white light. White light is a universal healer. Light carries intelligence, information, and it fills in information gaps. So basically what happens when you hold white light on a situation like that, where you felt ashamed of yourself, what happens is the white light opens up your neural pathways that will allow you to see yourself differently through the eyes of compassion and love, which will help neutralize how you're emanating that vibrational frequency. Okay. I said I was going to dissect it, tell y'all how it works. Okay. And that fills in the gap. It brings it into wholeness. Really, all healing is when we are observing something from a partial perspective, a perspective that is not whole. Separation. Again, also why we come here to this planet, because when you're in oneness, that state of everything is one, unity consciousness, there's no contrast. Contrast is so important. All right. So embrace the shadow, embrace the contrast, and let it give you information on its opposite, because that'll tell you where you need to work. There we go, Dodie. God hasn't given us a spirit of fear, has given us a spirit of love, power, and a sound mind. Yes. Aho. Makes me emotional. Whew. Good stuff. All right. So these are ways that we can correct our mind and we're responsible to, right? If we're going to step into the responsibility of our godlike nature, start with programming your damn self first, you know? That's good stuff. All right. We are at time here and I'm having fun. So I'm going to hang. We're going to do one more question. I do have a free present for y'all. Let me grab this link. I'm going to pop it in the chat here. Okay. So this is the link to what I think is just amazing. I love this. Intuitive development training. Okay. This is a 30-minute training that will teach you how to, in 15 seconds a day, turn on your intuition, AKA your psychic senses, the clairs that we talked about. Okay. This is going to help you exercise your clairs. It's going to help you identify them and exercise them so that you can get really powerful messages from your intuition. Your intuition is your ability to know something instantly, to get instant intel from not outside of you, from inside of you. Every human comes programmed and equipped with this technology. All right. Let's talk about why you want it. I asked ChatGPT this, and I literally, obviously, copied it here into the comments because ChatGPT is amazing at being able to communicate. One of the biggest, okay, let me just say this off for a second. One of the biggest challenges that entrepreneurs, especially visionary, heart-led entrepreneurs have is we're learning the ropes, we're learning marketing and messaging, and we're trying to put all of this magic into words that communicate the power of what it is that we're trying to share with the planet. And it's challenging. If you're an entrepreneur and you've experienced that challenge, send some love, likes, hearts across the screen. ChatGPT takes it all and makes it freaking brilliant. I love it. All right. So I asked ChatGPT, why would you want laser sharp intuition? Here's what it said. Instant clarity in chaos. Is your life chaotic right now? Is there noise? Is it overwhelming? If you would like to cut through that to revealing your next aligned move with precision, your intuition is the key. Okay. Intuition is what you need to work on to turn on if you want to be able to cut through the noise and have clarity. All right. If you want resilience to fear-based narratives, hello, send some love, likes, hearts across the screen if that is you. All right. If you do not want to tap into collective anxiety, you want to keep your soul sovereign, faster, more aligned soul decisions. Who wants that? This is good stuff, right? Here's the rest of that decision making. No more spiraling in doubt or indecision. When intuition is your inner compass, choices become easy. It's true story. Unshakable self-trust. Again, in a time when people are outsourcing their power, razor sharp intuition restores your ability to know that you know and move confidently forward. You can also access divine intelligence on demand. Okay? And it's a free gift for you. So here is a link. I want you to download it if you have not downloaded it. All right. This is going to help you get laser sharp intuition so that you can do this too. All right. Next steps, if you want to get good at reading your own Akashic records, power up your intuition. All right. Let's get one more question here. Let me put my glasses on. There's good stuff coming in today. Thank you all so much for being here. Nancy says, I am excited to experience Earth. What a challenge and a blessing for soul growth. Amen. All right, Miss Nancy, what spiritual skills should I focus on now to develop? I feel my senses quickening and more acute now. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So, well, I sort of just answered that. The starting place where we want to start and we want to continue to, I'll encourage everyone to continue to work at beginner's mind with your intuition. Okay. Specifically your clairs, because the sharper the clairs are, it's just like working out. The sharper your clairs are, the more you play with them, that you exercise them, the more reliable the messages are going to be that come to you. And you're going to be getting guidance, very innovative guidance on what to do next. So sharpen up our skills, okay? The guides are also talking about in terms of what skills we need to up level. They're actually saying focus on all the basics right now. All right, the basics are the most important. And the basics look like keeping your communication channel sharp, and that's the exercise, the intuitive development exercise, and keeping it clear. So that's subtraction, y'all, focusing on getting the things out of our field that distort our energy, that distort the divine blueprint. So that looks like news. It looks like processed food. Okay, you want to be eating as much live food as possible. Eat the rainbow, as much life force energy as possible. And think about it. It alchemizes and turns into part of your cellular structure within a matter of 20 minutes. So really recognizing this is part of the dynamic of being on a physical plane is how we care for all aspects of our body. Self-care, self-care, self-care. Kathy Love, are you here, by the way? Kathy Love, an expert in self-care. She's given TED Talks on this. She has an amazing story and also amazing products on Etsy that help you with self-care. I don't know if you're here, Miss Kathy, but yeah, the guys are definitely screaming self-care is what we all get to work on right now. Okay. Lynn says, where is the link? If you do not see the link popping up in the chat box, I think it's in the live chat. It's there. That's you can type that in, the Akashic Academy Intuitive Development. Go to the website, theakashicacademy.com. That first, do you want this secret? Click button, click right here. You'll find it. Okay. All right. Let's bring in one more powerful transmission to close us out today. Oh, the guys are just saying, as I'm moving the tuning fork here in this spiral motion through the crystalline tube, we're just going to bring a clearing in, a clearing of the crystalline tube of light. a releasing of all the densities that we feel like we're hanging on to, returning a power of authority over our being, returning the power of choice. If you want to receive this activation of sovereignty, you can say yes now. That clairsentience going off everywhere. Good stuff. All right. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. If this broadcast has served you, please share this out. Somebody in your life will thank you for the insight and the medicine that they receive here today. Thank you all for receiving this medicine here with me. I'm feeling empowered, buzzing, feeling good, and excited to see you here again next week. All right. Blessings to you, and I'll see you soon.